You can start a business for less than $100 today. My name is Darius.
And I'm Carmen. And by the end of this video, we are going to share with you how we started our business for just starting with $20 and how it has grossed over 7 figures in the past 6 years. Now, what are we talking about today? Again, it's about starting a YouTube channel, because what we recognize is starting a YouTube channel has literally changed our lives and our viewers' lives because of how we are able to reach everyone and serve. Now, the reason why we decided to start a YouTube channel is because we recognize that we had specific knowledge in a certain topic, and that is life insurance for many of you who watch our channel. And the reason why we decided that we wanted to share this information online is because it was hard for us to reach people outside of our network, and we wanted to be able to share our knowledge with other people outside of just our zip code.
And we had a client that told us all this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Marissa Romero, who was one of our clients, who said, you need to start a YouTube channel, because when I am thinking about all this information that you're sharing with me at 2 o'clock in the morning, I want to be able to have those answers readily available, which is why we started our YouTube channel in the first place. So again, we didn't overthink it. We said, hey, we have information that we want to share, and we know that we can put it online somewhere. And understanding that YouTube is the second largest search engine behind Google, and Google is YouTube, so it's the same thing. We said, this is an amazing opportunity for us to share our knowledge for people who are already looking for this information. So how we kind of hacked YouTube was we recognized that if people are looking for specific information, we're going to create content around that information that people are searching for.
Right. So the key that we want you to take away is that you need to have an audience. You should have a platform where people can come to you as a subject matter expert for whatever the niche that you're deciding to operate in.
And the reason why you need this platform is because people are going to say, go create digital products, go create courses, go do this. And we've said it, right? Because that's what we do. But what we recognize is the biggest thing that you need before you start all of those things is you need to have some sort of following. It can be 10 people, 1,000 people, 1,000,000 people, whatever it is, but you need to have some sort of following so that you can sell your products too. Now, if you want to go create $1,000 tomorrow, you can do service-based businesses. You can resell your crap in your house. You can invest in crypto, or you can do NFTs or any other investment opportunity that's out there. But what we want to focus on today is what you can do in order to create passive income so that you can plant the seed today and hopefully you can harvest those crops time and time again with little effort.
Right, because when I think about our story and how we got started, we started where we were, and then we grew up instead of out, and doing multiple things. We stuck to our guns as to what we know and what we're good at, and we built up on that information. So what happens a lot of time is people do one thing and then they want to branch out and do multiple things. Once you get good at something, you should stick to it because you're good at it. Because when you have another idea or decide to go in a different direction, then you have to start all over. It's like changing your major when you go to college. Now you have to be in school extra time because you decided to change your major. The same thing applies when it comes to your gifts and what you're good at and the platforms that you create, because you don't want to confuse your audience as to what you do and how you can serve them.
Absolutely. Now, let's go ahead and dive into tips on how you can start your next YouTube channel. Now, before we do this, let's go ahead and get all of those naysayers out of the way where it's, Darius and Carmen, I don't want to see myself. Guess what? You can do videos without showing your face. Darius and Carmen, I don't want to hear myself. Guess what? You don't have to be talking. And Darius and Carmen, I am just a perfectionist and I don't even know how I'm going to get started. Well, you got to get started with your first video, because until you post your first video, you are not going to know any feedback or be able to get any constructive criticism from people who are actually watching your video to know how to move forward. So let's just get that out of the way.
Yeah. And a lot of times when we work with other financial advisors about posting their videos, they're saying nobody's watching my videos and they only post like 5 videos. Well, great, because the first 5 videos or the first few videos you do is not going to be as good as your last 5 or 6 videos. So really, you have to just jump in there and start working, and not work for the feedback. Work because it's something that you know you're working towards
and that you're passionate about, right? Because what I want to also talk about with your passion and segueing into this,
because it'll allow you to keep going.
Yeah, not only will it allow you to keep going, but it's also not going to make you be dependent on the YouTube AdSense, meaning the money that YouTube is paying you per video when they put advertisements on your videos. Now, this option shouldn't even be something that you're looking at with regards to creating money or monetizing monetizing your YouTube channel. Just look at that as like bonuses. One, because it's inconsistent. You can't control your views. You can't control any of that. So
you can't control YouTube because they're going to go and change something and you don't get as many views as you were getting before because they want to add shorts.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody's a little bitter about that, huh? So the idea is what you want to focus on is what value can you create. So we are always trying to create videos that have massive value and give people action tips on how they can actually get started in creating financial freedom. Mm-hmm. So for you in creating a YouTube channel, what you need to do is be able to create videos that have value in them and then ask your viewers to lead them to do something. It's called a call to action. Click on the link below, join my newsletter, or click on the link below to buy this specific product from me. Click on the link below to do something because you want to take your viewers off of YouTube into your realm, something that you can control in order to be able to sell other products and services that you have more control over. So what we want to talk about basically is how to create a business off of YouTube. And that is always to be able to sell a product or service off of YouTube's platform because that is what you can control.
Right. And what's really worked for us is just us telling our own story. The conversation that we're having with you that we started with $20 because that's all we had to over 7 figures. Our journey from that $20 to 7 figures is our business. We had $120,000 worth of credit card debt.
Yeah.
So we couldn't afford the $20. We could barely afford the $20 to get a lapel microphone. Mm-hmm. So that conversation and that transition for us is our business. That platform that we created is around going from debt to owning your own lifestyle. Mm-hmm. That's our journey. So if you can tell your own story, you don't have to worry about telling somebody else's story. You don't have to worry about whether or not you're being real or not, or the imposter syndrome, because you're not telling anybody else's story. You're telling yours and how you can connect with the service or product that you have.
Absolutely. So let's talk about products and services, right? How do I start my first YouTube channel? Well, you have a specific knowledge base in something. We don't know what it is, but it is something. You love talking about something. And maybe what you love talking about is iPhones, because you probably know how to work your iPhone better than the average person who is just going to check emails, check TikTok, and maybe pick up some phone calls and make texts. If you understand how to use an iPhone better than the average Joe, then you should start creating videos on easy tips to know how to access Notes better, or the features that are available in Notes, or maybe how to take better pictures because people are always taking pictures these days. That's just one example. Maybe you love talking about iPhones.
Yeah, or maybe even the accessories that go along with the iPhone, like you're good at photography and you can add a lens to that iPhone and you have a different camera, so to speak. Mm-hmm. Or maybe like talking about headphones. There's a lot of different things that the headphones can do that I didn't even know you can do. Apple also offers over-the-ear headphones. They offer all these different accessories to go along with that iPhone to make it different, that you can talk about and branch off into multiple things.
Mm-hmm. The other option is maybe I'm looking at the plant behind us. Maybe you know a little something about houseplants. So maybe you should start creating videos about the different type of houseplants, where they need to go, what lighting they need, how to water them. And maybe you're sending your followers to a specific newsletter where they can get tips from you every single week on how to better water their houseplants.
Yeah, another thing that we watch videos on when we were looking for it is microphones. There's so many different types of microphones that you can buy when, having a YouTube channel that it gets overwhelming. So we watched a ton of YouTube video reviews about microphones, stands, lighting, this Rosecast microphone, these headphones that we have. Mm-hmm. There's a ton of things that you have where you can do reviews on that people use every single day. The camera that we're using to record this video.
Now, I know one thing that I also look up, again, we're giving you guys plenty of opportunities and tips that you can think about, because sometimes you underestimate the knowledge that you have and you don't realize how many people are looking for that information. Mm-hmm. So what I would recommend that you do is go look on YouTube on a specific topic that you really enjoy and see how many thousands of videos there are. Look at those videos, figure out how can you make those videos better and how can you make that thumbnail a little bit better. Mm-hmm. Now, what a thumbnail is, if you don't know what a thumbnail is, it's the picture that gets you to click on the video. That's the thumbnail. So you're already hacking what everyone else is doing out there, and all you're trying to do is create a better video with a better thumbnail that you enjoy doing. Because remember, when it comes to YouTube, you have to consistently feed the beast. The beast is YouTube, meaning you have to consistently create videos. But the best part about being able to have videos that live online online, evergreen, forever, is when you have calls to action and you're continuing to drive people to do something or click on a specific product or an offering that you have. Again, that lives online forever, and that does all of the heavy lifting for you, because for our particular YouTube channel, we have over 400 videos out there that is directing all of our clients and prospective clients to do something, and hopefully that is for them to work with us so that we can serve them in creating financial freedom.
Now, we're going to go back to it. Well, I'm going to go back to it because we mentioned that you need to have an audience. Your audience is going to be your bread and butter, so to speak, as to what you're offering, what the products that you're using. Let's say you do makeup. Your audience are going to be able to choose the products that you use to get similar results. And that makes me think of like people in the service industry. A lot of times, like people in the service industry, they want to do videos so people can come to them, but they limit themselves to just their demographics. When it comes to products, they can, let's say you're a barber and you're using a certain type of clipper. What you should do is a review on a clipper, on that specific tool that you're using, because everybody in the world can mimic that, what you're doing with those tools.
And the idea too is you don't always have to have a specific product that you're recommending people to. Maybe you are referring them to someone who has the products, right? That's what makes it really great about YouTube, is you can do something called affiliate marketing, where you're recommending products and services to someone else who is going to then fulfill the order.
Now, Fenty is Rihanna, right? So Rihanna is able to become a billionaire because she has an audience. She has a platform, and she attacks a product to that audience and using that specific platform. We're telling you to do the exact same thing. You need to have an audience to sell your product or service to, and YouTube is one of the best platforms to do that. YouTube, depending on what it is, it may be Instagram, it may be TikTok. So at the end of the day, like Rihanna, you want to use your platform to sell your product or service.
And YouTube is going to be the best option for you, we find these days, as opposed to social media, because it is a search engine. Again, social media isn't a search engine. So when people are typing in how to fix my toilet, how to find the best lip gloss, you want to make sure that you show up as a subject matter expert on whatever topic, because you already are the subject matter expert. You're just not in front of people and have the platform to be able to share your knowledge.
Right. And you can do that for less than $100 starting today.
And that will gross you way more long term when you get started. And once you start making that money, then definitely click on the link below so that we can teach you how to keep that money, right? Because it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep.
Now, speaking of managing your money so that you can keep it, check out our next video where we talk about how to use the 50-30-20 rule to manage your money.
And remember to own your own lifestyle.
Someone else will.